There we go. It's capturing my other screen for some reason. Hello all! And welcome to An Unlikely Tale, Godfall. Based in the Sword Coasts of Faerun, where we use a combination of D&D 5th Edition, Pathfinder 1st Edition, a dash of homebrew, and a sprinkling of the classic Rule of Cool. Tonight we will be continuing our intrepid journey to save the city of Waterdeep from the Scarlet Tide, and face one of their greatest enemies once again along the way. Though do note that this is a brutal, grim, dark adventure, filled with various hardships, struggles, and injustices, so if you have a low constitution score like Silas, you may want to grab some advantage for those saves. We are back, my friends, once again with the unlikely few. Unfortunately, as you can see, a great deal of their number couldn't make it tonight, but the show goes on. With that said, allow me to unleash the players. Hi guys.
Hello.
Meow.
Oh no, the goblins are out.
The goblins have been unleashed.
The meth goblin.
So, to christen the start of this campaign, this arc of the campaign rather, I did a story thus far, recounting events from essentially Lysec onward.
Rado. Even from there, so much has happened.
So much. I had to really trim the fat, otherwise this would have been pages long. Pages.
The recap would have been the entire stream.
Practically. Though, fret not, because I currently have our entire overarching campaign being written. I'm writing it. I'm writing it as a book from the perspective of Silas.
Hey, nice.
So, for those of you who might be interested, down the line, when the first draft is all squared away, we'll do a reading on stream.
Absolutely.
Yes indeed, Reno. I mean, come on. You thought me saying that me and Mehdi have a lot in common was a joke? No. We are similar minds, yeah. I've already got the first couple of chapters and pages done, but it's nowhere near a state that I feel comfortable sharing yet. That said, relish in the knowledge that it's a thing. It's a thing. It's gonna be a thing. You can look forward to that.
Heck yeah.
That said, let's get into our recap. What makes a hero? To some, it's displaying qualities that stand out, like bravery, strength, or a strong sense of justice. To others, it represents the select few willing to put the needs of the many over their own designs and desires. However, what seems to be universal amongst all of these opinions is that a hero heeds the call to action when it comes knocking. And that's precisely what our adventurers, the unlikely few, believed themselves to be doing some years ago when they received a letter from the far-off island kingdom of Atharis. Contained within was a desperate plea from a Lord Otto Boingnacht for aid from the famed Groot, hot off the heels of word of Strahd's fall at their hands spreading like wildfire. Emboldened by the recent liberation of the land of Barovia, they thought the challenge not more than another potential accolade, a grave mistake that eventually set in motion all they now find themselves contending with. Taking the grim kindness across the Sea of Swords towards the far west, after a rather lengthy trip and strange encounters with a sea vessel en route, they arrive at the city-state of Lysek, hub of commerce and industrial juggernaut. There they meet with the Countess Annalita von Riese, current lady of the city, who requests of them a strange task. The location and safe return of the original heir, Wilhelm Boingnot. Curious and quick to bring about the youth's safe recovery, they agreed and set to work combing the city, gleaning whatever information or clues they could. And this led them to meet a mysterious tiefling man named Rex Lurian, who seemed to hold a similar suspicion regarding the events taking place within the city, and offered to help them with their investigations. Quickly they find that all is not what it seems, as through their investigations they learn of a virulent plague, the Weeping Pox, currently gripping the city, and the Unsettlus Morbus Doctor, studying it. Its political significance in the wake of Atheris' current Mad Emperor's passing, and of eldritch origins and the nature of the city itself. They soon learn that everything they're experiencing bears connections with an ancient prophecy tied to the Denarians, a race of beings birthed by the hanged god Gibbet, that he might slay the gods during the War of the First Sundering. And this prophecy speaks of his revival unto the prime material with the tolling of 7 bells of the end, heralded by the appearance of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. Realizing they can no longer back out, knowing what they do, the unlikely few shoulder the weight of this insurmountable task and set to work doing their best to stop the impending cataclysm. With time, effort, and the talents of an extremely skilled physician by the name of Jute, they cultivate a cure for the Weeping Pox. But it proves to be too little too late, as it's revealed the head of the Morbus Doctor, Lucien Fleur, is spreading and experimenting with the pox, seeking to use it to weaken and conquer the entire continent of Atheris. Lucien then goes on to reveal himself to be the Horseman of Conquest, as he morphs into a Centaurian abomination and unleashes unspeakable horror upon the city. What follows is a night of blood and death, as monstrosities rampage and massacre all they happen across. The Dark Eye, second moon of Toril, seemingly splits open, and from it, a creature falls from the heavens into the sea, disappearing beneath the vast depths of the ocean waves. And as it slips into the darkness below, something stirs, and taking its place above the waves, rising where it fell, the eldritch sea creature known as the Filth Grazer. With so many threats laid bare at their feet, the unlikely few were forced to make a choice: help the citizenry and potentially fail to stop Lucien and his machinations, or let the innocents around them fall, that they might prevent more suffering beyond this night. And while most chose the many, Silas struggled to accept such terms, eventually conceding that they not waste more time and lives. A choice that would come to come to haunt him for as many days to come. And alongside Rex, they confront Lucien in a battle at the docks of Lysek. And though they fight valiantly, before the final blow can be struck, Lucien completes a ritual of some kind, and a thunderous bell can be heard as if from the heavens themselves. They go on to defeat him and battle the colossal filth grazer, it vanishing alongside Rex, as they successfully protect what remained of the city after such a devastating event. However, these victories proved hollow, as they all know what that ominous bell represented, that they failed to stop Lucien, and that the end was nigh. Now, all they could do was prepare for what was to come, and hope that the next time they would not fail. In the years that followed, much changed in both the Unlikely and Toro, as they adopted a much more pragmatic approach. The convictions and principles that once shone like a beacon of virtue, now tarnished and faded with the bitterness of Lysek. They kept the failings of Lysek and the impending apocalypse secret, as they researched and studied all they could regarding the prophesied event, that they might prevent it from coming to fruition. Then, on a fateful day, heading beyond the borders of Barovia to investigate rumors of a gargantuan construct marching across the lands, do they truly come to understand the weight of their circumstances in its totality? They find the rumors of these machines to be true. The construct revealed to be one of the legendary inevitables. Machines used to enact the divine will of the gods themselves. And during the battle, Roko was whisked away with the automaton. And of course, never one to abandon a friend, they quickly set to work, Ziz and Yuf utilizing their magical proficiency to track and follow the teleportation. They find that they've been teleported to Sigel's divine court to face charges for enacting the prophecy of Gibbet and other various crimes against the reality itself, violations of divine edict. And their sentence stood as either exile, execution, or conscription under the supervision of the plaintiff gods. They accept responsibility, and bound by divine contract, return to the prime material, their only lead being the tracking of the remaining 3 horsemen. Over the course of the next month, they scrambled to pursue any leads, reputable or otherwise, and learned that of the 3 horsemen remaining, one of them potentially resides in the city of Waterdeep. Continuing their investigations, they further learn of strange occurrences plaguing a group of adventurers, and learn that it seems to have ties to the tolling of the bells and degradation of reality as the world slowly unmakes itself in the wake of the ominous resurrection. And needing all the allies they can muster, still struggling to find a foothold in combating the impending crisis, they choose to take this party of adventurers under their wing and guidance, hoping that their numbers might bolster the chances of success with enough driven, unified forces behind it. But despite their best efforts, it seems the enemy is consistently one step ahead. Until the arrival of a ragtag collection of travelers from a far-off sphere known as the Pantheon. For the first time, they seem to gain an advantage, as the travelers come bearing critical information and supplies that help level the playing field. And so, with this new edge, their determinations rekindled. As they prepare for the expected invasion slated to breach into the city of Waterdeep, they divide their focuses, sending the new few in search of one of a set of powerful artifacts known as the Nether Scrolls, while they head eastward to the Dalelands, that they might raise an army for their cause. Both fronts prove monumentally successful, as the scroll is secured and the forces of Shadowdale rally to their banner. All the while, those of the Pantheon pull together their most potent resources and forces in hope of halting the assault on the day of the breach. And as all the final pieces fall into place, our heroes gather their forces together on the approach to the great conflict to come. Though they fail to be there at the moment of invasion, they meet the enemy in the field as their troops coordinate a siege-breaking offensive. The unlikely fight valiantly as they push into the city from the southeastern gate, decimating the Scarlet Legion along the way. But little did they realize that they were playing directly into the hands of the Scarlet King, sending Strahd von Zarovich, their long-standing nemesis of so long ago, while forcing them to divide their strength to address the shift in battle, leads the party directly into an intricately laid trap. Wow, I'm getting tongue-tied. Hold on, let me get a little sip of water. Strahd Strahd issues them a challenge. The battle to end and settle their rivalry once and for all. And the unlikely few accept, as Silas breaks away to aid their allies of the Pantheon. The battle goes evenly for a time, as they meet Strahd's overwhelming power with equal fervor. But a single lapse in their assault. It allows Strahd the opportunity to completely swing the battle in his favor, as he slays and enthralls the Avali Roko, pitting her against her dear allies and friends. And as they seem to teeter on the edge of defeat, does Strahd, in an act of brutal sadism, pull them away from their current battlefield and teleport them to the deck of their own flagship, the Grim Kindness. It's here that they are forced to look on, helpless, as the flesh and blood incarnation of the Scarlet King personally decimates the Allied forces' greatest champions, slaughtering Silas and Medicus Falstar before preparing to turn his thirst for blood on them. In this moment of near defeat, does a stranger bearing a peculiar mask come to their defense, putting up a strong enough fight that he is able to wound the near invulnerable living god. And using this moment to escape, they're forced to abandon the airship they'd called home for so long. The The fallen Silas left atop the deck as the vessel careens into the ominous black anomaly floating high above the city, fading from sight and existence. Wounded, battered, and despairing at the tremendous loss they had just faced, they take a moment in an abandoned building to gather themselves post the harrowing escape. And that's when suddenly, the fallen Roko, whom they'd made sure to recover the body of after her passing, suddenly rises from death, confused and shaken. Within her chest, the rhythmic tempo of ticking can be heard faintly, as the heart of Nirvana now beats where hers once stood. Her patron and overseer, Primus, utilized the artifact to return her to the realm of the living. But the implications and cost of such a feat remain to be seen, save that she might never leave the planet of Toril ever again. But taking solace in the revival of their friend, they set to work formulating a way out of the city, now overrun with enemy forces. It takes time and a deft amount of stealth, but they manage to nearly escape before they're spotted. And as they scramble to make it from behind enemy lines, Alistair puts his life on the line to cover their retreat, allowing them to escape, but costing him dearly in the process. Or as they return to, at the very least, reclaim their fallen friend, they discover him alive, but wounded beyond recognition. And now, aboard Aurora, as a nearby battleship escorts them from the southeastern fields to the floating city above, do we find our various party members disembarking the vessel into the hangar grater. The din of workers moving to and fro as they haul supplies and materials. What are our various adventurers doing?
Gandiva isn't gonna waste any time. She's going to go and start heading towards to where the Jovians are and just be like, I'm going back in. I can't just leave it like this.
While I do agree with you, Gandiva dear, I think, especially knowing that I died in the most embarrassing manner, that rushing headlong back into the fray is not the ideal conclusion. We need a grander scheme in the works to take back the battle.
We might have limited time.
True.
There's that dark sun above the citadel. That thing is still there. And there are still dregs of the Scarlet King's peons left roaming the city. We can't just let them have Waterdeep. Not after all that we've lost already.
Log date. Uh, track. My memory is a little fuzzy. Possibly as a consequence of near death. What day is it again?
Good question.
I believe. No. We're pushing into November. I want to say last time you asked it was like November 7th. I think.
That sounds right.
Right?
I do remember November for
Yeah.
sure.
So I would say that we're likely about mid-November currently.
So November 16th.
Yeah. Because it's been about a week or so since the last time you asked about the date.
Gotcha.
So somewhere about that ballpark. I can narrow it down to like within the week, I think.
Fair enough.
Ahem. As I was saying, log date November 16th, Psycho 321. As Kandiva has clearly stated, the enemy forces and our remaining time before the possible end of the world, or at least the full destruction of Waterdeep, is at a very catastrophic state. The clock continues to tick, including this infuriating new construct of my inner organs as they had been replaced, as it appears to be the case. I am doing my best not to completely flip out at a matter. Yuna, I need your input on the matter.
She points to Gwen.
I agree that we shouldn't go right back into this and that we have limited time. We should try to at least, if we're gonna go in, we should at least figure out what we do, or what we should do before we go in. We shouldn't just go rush into it.
Yes, good. I'm glad you're in agreement.
Those deaths
Down
would
it.
be in vain if we try just rush in strong.
Indeed.
Gandiva's sweating.
Roko walks up to her and places a gentle, towning hand on her thigh.
I do agree that we should check up on the status of our Jovian frames and make sure those are fully tuned for the battle to come. And then we can figure things out from there.
Okay, oh.
Yes?
I just don't want to waste any time. I don't want to make another mistake. I think I underestimated them.
Oh, we underestimated them greatly, my dear. That is why strategy is more important than ever. Allies as well. Our number has drastically decreased.
As you say this, Ziz, whom happened to also disembark the vessel with you, seems to have just finished conversing with one of the nearby troops before returning to the group. So I got the numbers on the casualty report. The initial count was optimistic. 20,000, give or take. But after the recovery effort was enacted, our dead and missing in action number over 500,000.
Oh.
The forces that we managed to recruit from Shadowdale, they took a solid hit, but we still sit about 350,000 strong. If it weren't for those Blue Kings, we'd probably be defenseless at this point.
Oh, that's
Okay.
this is
Yes.
bad.
Those are very substantial numbers.
Good news, they're not looking too good either. Though, scouts report that they saw ships coming in through that black rift in the sky.
So they're still coming into our world?
It would seem so. They're amassing forces as we speak, though I can't speak to how large they've managed to create regarding a reservoir. But we probably don't want to give them too much time, if you catch my meaning.
Yes, we've made it very clear time is of the essence.
But I agree. A plan should be formulated before we go in there.
Right. First thing, you need to know the exact positions of the enemy at this rate. As they... Wait, they were scattered, right? It's hard to say, being dead and all. Temporarily.
Well, it seems that the first waves that we came across were routed. Most of them, from what we could tell, were fodder and easy frontline throwaway. But I venture to guess that their current forces, while less numerous, probably much better trained. So, there probably isn't as many of them. If I were to guess, I would say they probably have troops centralized. I'm going to use the tool to draw as Ziz pulls up a map from his satchel and lays it out on the hangar floor for all to look over. These are the main hotspots I think they would centralize their troops, though this is only an estimation. I'm not exactly a tactician. They likely want to cover these key areas to prevent any lapses in their defense.
Roko pondering over the map, nods her head with each word said.
I see, yes.
Personally, I feel like we should take the route that's closest to the, that floating thing. I think there's something about that.
That floating thing, I believe, would be Aurora.
Oh no, I'm talking about the orb.
The ominous orb, yes. So that eastern gate then, yes?
That's exactly what I'm talking about. We can just
Given
stomp
our
on through with the Jovians.
given our initial assault, I'd hopefully wager a guess that the southeastern gate is secured with our own forces. So yes, this could perhaps prove to be very advantageous. But if that is the case, we will need scouts to relay information from the northern end.
Very true.
Who among our number can be up to such a task?
If you open up your character sheet tab and look under Armies of Yggdrasil, there you will find a varying collection of different troop compositions at your disposal.
Wait, okay. Cool. That's many different fellas.
Yes, and they improve with experience. Plus, of course, you have your own personal touches you can apply to them. These are just templates.
Gotcha. This also does remind me of that inquiry you made like 2 weeks ago. I apologize for
Yeah.
not getting back to you
No,
on that.
it's perfectly fine. It's perfectly fine. I
Truthfully,
figured it's gonna end up becoming a thing that you were going to address one way or another anyway. Given like the current situation, for example.
Yeah. Wasn't something I was able to immediately and adequately answer to since I'm not super great at strategy type games. But
So
that could possibly
I absolutely get that. So here's a suggestion, a little exercise, if you will, that I do
Mhm.
myself personally that helps pretty good with trying to edge into things that I'm not that great at or like experienced with. Specifically in this instance with strategy, you could practice reasonable deduction, right?
Mhm.
And then you can create a like branching chart, for example, of all the different things you think could happen if you did a specific thing, bad or good, doesn't matter. And you can kind of create a big, I guess, diagram, if you will, flow chart of how a specific course of action that you might want to take could be best expressed or gone about through your own reasonable deduction, of course.
I see.
So it's a really handy little tool for like kind of getting out of your own head and like looking at your thoughts in a more like tangible fashion, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Alright.
Helps make them more complete. Because I can get scatterbrained as hell sometimes. Anyway, yeah. You have those various collection of troops that you could call to have gathered from the garrison in a span of perhaps 20 to 30 minutes. They would be combat ready and good to deploy. So, if you want, take a moment, look those over, familiarize yourselves with ones that may look interesting to you, and keep those things in mind for post-session so you can shoot some DMs of how you would like your own battalion to be composed. I would say starting out, you can maybe blend 2, if that makes sense. And then
So,
from
like-
there, we would see how it goes.
Like mages and cavalry?
Yeah, that's a perfect example. Now you have a magic cavalry.
That does sound really good.
You see what I'm saying? Or like, for example, the Crusader detachment mixed with the Skybound detachment. Griffin Rider Paladins, as an example of how that could present. You see what I mean? So like using this template, I'm gonna pat myself on the back a little bit, kind of gave you the flexibility of composing troop compositions for your own specific tailored tastes, because then you can build on it from there. So yeah.
Gotcha.
And I did that on short notice too. I was pretty impressed with myself. If you got to see the entire fold out for it, you'd be like, holy shit. And this is what we start with? Okay.
I did get a small sneak peek on the DM tutoring lesson.
Ah, yes, yeah, little peek. Yep, little peek. But yeah. So with that said, feel free to take a moment, discuss amongst yourselves if you need to. Or If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Currently, it seems there is a lull in the combat, as both sides are recovering both themselves and their dead, preparing for the next big clash at any moment.
All right, dog. Well, I know for sure I'm taking the Jovian this time around.
Yes, I fully agree with that.
Yeah.
Oh, the Melusine.
um, I like what I what I mentioned earlier, mage and cavalry. I like the sound of that to accompany our Jovians.
Yes.
Battle mage artillery.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that could also be good. Um,
Oh, that actually sounds good. Battle mage and artillery.
so artillery, that's basically like
Big bada
siege.
boom.
Yeah, there's a siege engine right there. So then we have that on the eastern gate, and then something a little more sturdy and distracty, for lack of a better word, on the
Yeah.
north side.
Yeah. Yo, I was thinking the same exact thing.
Uh-huh.
And then for the southeastern side, we could have mm, something. What would be like tanky?
Would that be Crusader? Because when I think Crusader, I think Paladin. And when I
Yeah.
think Paladin, I think tank.
Okay, yeah. So like tankiness, so that they can hold the line that we already kind of took down.
Whoa, they have a little touch of necromancy going on in this
Okay.
action list.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's fine. We're the good guys. Okay, well, the blades, Divine Legion, and Divine Healing. That definitely sounds very tanky. So we should definitely have that on the southeast.
Yes.
All right. So, just as a quick review, or rather check-in, what is the first mix that you want to do? So I can start quickly preparing it for you.
We good with Battle Mage Artillery?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Battle
how about
Mage
that?
Artillery. You got it.
Those are going with us.
And then maybe we can set the cavalry on the north side.
That's smart, because I'm assuming cavalry. Hold on, let me check.
Cavalry's mounted combatants, I think.
Right, yeah. So they could get to us quickly or anywhere else quickly.
Yeah.
I'm a giant robot.
It is good to be big, especially when you are small.
Okay, so Battle Mage, Cavalry, and what was the third?
Artillery.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we're doing cavalry on the north front, and then we're gonna have artillery and battle mage with us on the eastern.
Yep.
Right.
And then Crusaders on the south.
Yep.
Gotcha. All right, so what I'll do then is I'll wait on the refinements for a little later then, post-session. And then we'll just use the battalions as they are, so we can keep things moving, okay?
Sounds
So
good.
during this time, for like when we're like preparing and planning, would this be considered a short rest during this time? Or-
Yes.
Okay. Let's get a couple things back with that.
Oh heck, I still have spell slots expended.
So as I am surmising myself in my current position, it seems that the toll that I took is still in the process of recovery. My nano machine deployment has dwindled, as it were. I suppose the Jovian can more than make up for this, though.
I agree.
In layman's terms, as I believe they say, the phrase around here, 4 2-level slots of spell level. Sure, we'll put it like that. It pains me to, as it is very scientifically inaccurate, but it will do.
So is this lineup pretty much in line with what you had in you were thinking of?
Yes.
Yeah, just yeah.
But
Gotcha,
also
gotcha.
the battle mage with
Yeah.
artillery.
Yep.
Okay.
Just remember that one. There we go. Okay. So, as you all formulate your plan, poring over the map and sharing ideas, you come up with a game plan. A deployment of various battalions across the entirety of Waterdeep with the hope that it would create the opening necessary for you to breach the city and at least reclaim a section of it. With that in mind, you turn to one of the nearby soldiers and relay your orders, sending him off to dredge together the battalions necessary and have them deploy as soon as possible. As you continue to look over the map, from which gate do you intend to breach?
I believe we were gonna go with the eastern gate. Yep.
You got it.
Yes, the Eastern Gate.
Alrighty. So, with the party going through the eastern gate, I am going to need a moment to adjust a map to the appropriate location. If you like, feel free to grab a snack, some water, or stretch your legs if you've been sitting for the last hour. And we'll be
Popcorn.
back in it in about 5 minutes. It shouldn't take me very long.
Right. After all this, I'm ready for a good vacation of some good old classic adventuring.
Alrighty. Okay. We're just about back.
Righto.
Just waiting on Gandiva to finish making her popcorn. And in the meantime, I'll populate the map.
Oofa. Also, what's a small primer you could give me about Monodrone and Secundus? Because they don't have any information I can see yet.
Oh, give me 1 second. I'll just give you permissions to see the sheets.
Sweet.
Actually... Under neutral parties, machines of mechanists.
Yeah, but the pages are empty. The Marutan Zelda could have
I
stuff
see now. Hold
I
on,
can
hold on.
see. Yeah. Also, Gibbo's Ding Dong McGoober.
Yep. Good old Gibbles.
Oh, what a name. What a fate. What a life that Gibbo's led.
True. Well, oh no, that's Tibbles. You're thinking of Gibbles is a different gnome. Yeah.
No. I know what I mean. I know about the
Oh, okay.
incident.
Okay, alright. Yep, cool. I forgot that you caught the backstory part, yeah. If you can call it that.
Pretty crappy backstory if you ask me. In the best way possible, of course.
No, I know. Yeah. It's true though. Almost ready. Just finishing up the last little bits to populate. Now, as you go to get deployed, are you taking an airship to drop in? Or are you having the Aurora move to the eastern gate?
I go airship.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I feel like having Aurora close to enemy base would be bad.
not a great idea.
Fair enough.
A hypothesis has suddenly occurred to me. You say that more enemy forces emerged outside of the ominous black orb, and the Grim Kindness careened into it as well. This means that the Grim Kindness is not completely lost to us, theoretically, of course. And to that extent, theoretically, it can be recovered. Wouldn't that just be the most delightful treat for us? In all this hardship we face.
Okay, so with the plan in as it is, as I understand it so far, you intend on taking a artillery and battle mage battalion alongside the Jovians by airship to the eastern gate to deploy and use as a means of potentially breaching the city.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
Now, of the Jovians available, Drak, Melusine, and Nidhogg. Gwen, would you like trying your hand at piloting Nidhogg? Alternatively, Alistair's unit is also available. The straight line, as it's referred. You can probably tell what it's really good at doing. Goddamn, Nettie.
Yeah, I do like the sound of that one, so I think I'll go with this straight line.
Gotcha.
Trying to think, where's the... Oh, there it is, okay.
Alright. With your plan secured, take some time awaiting the signal from the messenger you had sent out to return with the knowledge that the battalions are ready to deploy. And you don't have to wait very long, as amongst the hustle and bustle of the hangar, the bobbing head of the soldier can quickly be seen standing out amongst the crowd, quickly on the approach. He quickly fills the party in, letting them know that the cavalry battalion will be taking one of the various airships further northward, that it might be deployed on time, and that the Crusader battalion can easily be deployed from the siege camp at the southeastern gate within moments. Your airship is ready. Your troops are mounted, and the Jovians have been loaded onto an airship. Are you ready to deploy?
Yes,
Let's do it.
I'm ready.
Theoretically, yes.
It's quiet aboard the airship as it approaches, rounding the wide hillside to the east. And slowly, as it moves into position, you can see some of the enemy battalions stationed around the gate. The airship makes a sudden adjustment, its nose dipping low as it comes in for a quick drop maneuver. The hole at the base of the airship opens, and from it, 3 large mechanical suits, like armor, yet standing the size of a hill giant. One, even more so, dangle precariously from various chains and rigging before dropping down to the earth below with a heavy crash. Each of you bracing for the impact as your suits touch down. Soil, dirt kick up as you bring yourself to halting, gritting stops and land. Take a moment, rearing up to your full regard and peering out around you. And for a moment, behind these controls, you feel like a god. Roll initiative. All right. Oh boy. Pretty
Oops.
rough rolls.
Yeah.
Big sheesh, big sheesh.
I rolled a 5 and a 3 for the advantage.
Alright, and let me roll for the battalions. Actually, hold on, let me pull up the sheets for them. I can do that better. Hey, hey. Still got that 20. God damn. Oh shit. Okay. They're like, yeah, you guys are gonna get this one. Okay. So, at the head of initiative are our artillery contingent. You can give it orders. What would you like the battalion to do? You can just give it a basic order and it will follow that order to its own ability as much as it possibly can. So it's not like you gotta like micro it. You just have to set an intention for the battalion before it can actually do something.
What's the current state of the field right now?
Well, currently, the 2 battalions deployed just behind the building to your east. And to your west, 5 enemy battalions beyond the hills, using the cliffs as cover. 2 are exposed, standing next to the gate as kind of like vanguard.
Sorry, was adjusting the popcorn so that I could share it with silence. But anyway, I personally think that we should have the artillery start lighting up, or I don't know if they can already hit the guys protecting the 2. Oh damn, 2.5 miles. Ooh.
That's a nice space.
Actually, it's supposed to only be 1/4 of a mile. Well, not a fourth of a mile. 4/10 of a mile. It's not a full
No
mile.
math.
It's not a full mile.
Okay.
It's 0.4 of a mile. Let me see if I can adjust that so it's showing the appropriate distance. Waterdeep isn't even 2 miles across.
Jeez.
Well, actually, it is. It's like 2 by, what's it, like 4, 2 by 5 miles, some shit like that.
Just a question for the Jovi thing. When it says like for some of the items for part descriptions, right? What is FB for? Like it's like for patch hole, it's like FB times 10.
So, that is your frame bonus. And frame bonus, I don't know if I was smart enough to do this, but it should be your proficiency bonus. It's the same thing. And
Oh,
in
okay.
some of the things, some of the descriptors, I have like a short little like number in like parentheses, for example, that shows what the current number is.
Oh,
In some. So like I'm still
Yeah.
like going through the process of sweeping through all my sheets. I got a lot, so it takes a while. But working my way to the bottom. But yes, the frame bonus on all of your suits is 3.
okay.
Yeah, just for the record. In many ways, you can think of it like Jovians level up on their own from 1 to 10. This is illustrated in their frame bonus. So a level 1 Jovian has a frame bonus of 1. level 2, 2, 3, 3, etc., etc. And at certain benchmarks, you get specific upgrades. Let's just put it like that.
Yeah.
You didn't have the benefit of being here when these were first being built, but fortunately, there is still a bear suit available for modification. So we'll run over that a little later tonight if you like, or another day if you need to, whatever works.
Alright, yeah.
I'll get you initiated into how Jovians work and all the specifics about them. Because you can customize them to quite a deal.
Right.
Now let me see if I can fix this distance thing, because it is scuffed. 4 miles my ass.
Yeah, hoover duper.
No, Waterdeep's just grown during this whole invasion.
Yeah, all the carnage gave it more ground space. Here we go. Now this is more in line. And you can move
Good.
0.1 distance. So within that bracket, you need a little bit of wiggle room. Because, you know, they're swarms, technically. The Jovians, they get 2. Longer legs.
Yeah.
So between 15 and 5 feet?
Yep.
Or squares, rather.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, that's a great way to look at it. You can look at it with by number of squares. Squares helps.
Good. Fortunately, it also shows the number of squares under the measure
Mhm.
thingy.
I always forget about that feature. So what I'll do as I update the Jovian sheets, I'll use a square metric to make it easier to kind of understand the distance you can travel.
Gotcha. With that in mind, then, let's say, for example, this Artemis bow has a range of 600 to 2,400 feet.
You're
How
well
would
within
you
range.
translate- Okay, cool.
Because, like, I think 24 is, like, well over a mile. Yeah.
But it's just
You-
flat
yeah.
24 squares.
Wait, hold on.
Excellent.
Actually, yeah, no, literally, at your max, like, just beneath, or just, yeah, you're just beneath your max cap range with that bow. You could attack pretty much anything you see with disadvantage. So, hold on. I know how far you can attack. I'll show you right now. So, Melicine's right here. You'd be able to attack about, I'll say, like, between 10 and 12 without a disadvantage. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah.
And then your max range is 24, so you could easily hit any of these guys with line of sight.
You can move forward.
And then as moving forward, I do want to note, this group, hold on, let me switch the tool. This group has half cover from the cliffside.
Okay.
And if you don't have line of sight, this has full cover.
Just plop those down there for my reference.
Okay. So, with that in mind, distance adjusted. Let's take a quick look at the artillery sheet. Oh, wow. If I can move them up close enough. They have a range of 600 feet with that siege engine.
Ooh.
So yeah, they're getting one of those off.
Hell yeah. Do it.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to like rush through this really quick. Just so they're
Okay,
going
yeah.
to use their first initiative, no, their bonus round, to close the distance, get to this tree over here, and then subsequently on their actual turn, they will move to the tree over here. Once in position and with cover, they begin raining hellfire from above using the siege engine that they deploy.
Oh, hell yeah. What about the battle mage? Because I have some ideas for them.
Oh, we'll get to them. We'll get to them. No worries. So,
Okay.
Lower initiative.
DC 14. Bam, bam. Okie dokie. Boy, oh boy. $14. Meets it, beats it. They take half damage. So, I say it was that 88, right? And then cut in half 44. Yep. Okay. Oh, these guys don't have half cover. These guys right here don't have half cover. Because they're kind of exposed out into the open to you. It's only from an side you're not exposed from. These guys are using like the ridge line over here to kind of give them that little ledge of you know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, cool.
So I'll just do it like that then.
Perfect. Okay. So, the artillery unleashes hellfire from above as the contraption launches forth a flurry of pyres crashing down from above as they arc through the sky, heralding the begin of your attack. That puts us next with Melusine.
Alright, so going with the whole conversion math again. A hover speed of 180. That's something I have to activate though, right? If I read it right, or maybe I misread a certain part.
What's the specific part?
To initiate hovering or
No, I mean like you're probably getting it from a specific part. Let me just check. Hold on, I got you.
my mind could be completely wrong in that regard.
No. It probably does have hover. Like if you see it, it probably has it.
On the speed, yeah, but I thought it was like a certain thing to activate that.
Glide canards. No, it's a passive. Like you literally just hover. You can just start hovering.
Oh, good. Okay.
That's what I meant when I say what part it was. It's a passive crystal named called Glide Canards.
So then, would it be possible to hover up onto the cliff here?
With a running start, yes.
Okay.
But I would
Yeah,
also
running start.
require a athletics check.
Gotcha.
As you kind of like, because the angle will kind of make you just barely catch the lid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A combination of your height, your speed, and your ability to hover is what's allowing you to pretty much like ledge grab and pull yourself. But yes, absolutely. So go ahead and roll that for me. Just the athletics should be fine. Everything else is all good. Set you right here for now. 21, easy. Okay. Melusine begins charging forth, almost like a machine, apt for the situation in question. before launching itself into the air, small winged canards erecting from its armor plating, and it begins to slowly hover, rising in height as it hits the ledge before pulling itself up to the top. Boop.
And you said somewhere between 10 to 12 squares.
Yes.
I can make that range attack without disadvantage.
Indeed.
Oh my god. That guy is just right off the mark.
It is a swarm. I'm not gonna be too like hyper anal about it. It's pretty close. So I'll give you the attack within.
Then
Ultimate strike at the back line.
right there.
Melusine reaches for one of the apparati hanging from its back before it unfolds with a snap and twang, creating a massive great bow. The mech sticks one end into the earth beneath its feet before drawing the bowstring with both of its arms and letting loose one of its massive ballista-like arrows, sailing through the air and meeting its mark with deadly efficiency. The sounds of screams can be heard roaring from down the hillside as many of the Scarlet Legion are now wounded. Roll that damage, please.
Oops.
52. Hot damn, 47.
Oh, some laggy click there. Apologies.
Nah, it's all good. Honestly, it's probably not you. Roll20 is kind of like dragging feet a little bit, even for me.
We're overloading it.
Does that conclude your turn?
Sorry, had to quickly send a quick message.
No worries.
Bonus actions. What do I got? Quickly skimmed these over. But I think right. So another thing I wanted to ask real quick. This divert mana bonus action. Make one disabled crystal return to online status by rerouting energy to it from a currently online crystal.
Only relevant
So-
when you take critical damage. When you take a certain amount of damage, or one of your hulls are destroyed, one of your crystals can be randomly disabled, causing it to shut down and not be usable until it's repaired. Divert mana will allow you to pretty much take power going to one crystal, reroute it to another, and now get it back online again at the cost of
Okay.
that other crystal.
I see now. Okay.
For example, a really good way of getting your weapon crystals back online if they've all been shut down. You can offer up some of your bonus or passives.
So would I have to activate this first before I can use any of those things? Or is that just there as a reference to how many I have?
Oh, yeah, that's just a reference.
Okay, cool.
So pretty much you have 8 attacks.
Then I think that bow strike will be good for now. I say go as I continue to mull this over.
You got it. All right. Gandiva.
Alrighty then. So, I want to move. Measuring floor? Okay, hold on. I want to move. Like right around there. Right around there. Right there. And then I'm gonna use my chain crystal on those guys right there.
You got it.
The bonus action one. The bonus action.
Okay. Yep, Caribos chains. All right, dexterity saving throw. $17. Hold on, let me check what your save is on that. It's not listed there. But if I'm not mistaken, I believe it's like 8 plus a modifier or something. Hold on. Ah, yeah, here it is. Okay. DC 19. Strength saving throw DC 19. So I rolled the wrong thing. Oh no, it says yep. Okay. I gotta fix that then. That's weird. Anyway, he fails to throw. That battalion fails to throw as chains begin to erupt from the shadows. Inky black portals tearing forth into the space around them as they begin to let out tears, screams of fear and terror. Tears, screams, and yeah, that's all pretty par for the course. So, that's going to be 6 plus 3, 9d10 psychic damage. And as the chains wrench up from all around them, many of them are pinned in place, skewered, or just straight up staked down, preventing their movement. Does this conclude your turn?
And no, I swing at them with the sword too. Fuck
Okay.
'em.
Might want to move a little closer then. You might want to move a little bit closer then. I got you though. All right, perfect. And as you wrench...
All is
Oh.
good.
No, yeah. Oh, I misunderstood what they were going for. Okay. So as the chains wrench their targets, Gandiva hits one of the various switches within the cockpit, and suddenly the chains draw back violently towards her. As this happens, she brings her massive Zweihander to bear, swinging it as it slices through the battalion like butter. Go ahead and roll damage. They are also paralyzed and cannot move. God damn.
Hey.
Oh, okay. Well, if the target has more than half of its hit points, add another 3d12. Go ahead and you do that. I fucking love Jovians.
Yeah, me too.
84
Round of
in
applause to you,
total.
Mr. DM.
Jesus Christ. Okay, so yeah, as Gandiva does this, she bisects the majority of the Legion in half. Those that aren't cut in half are maimed or battered by the the debris field created by this force of kinetic, like, oh god. Yeah, it's a mess. She shotgunned the guys who survived the swing with body parts of their own men. The battalion has
fuck.
fallen.
Oh, damn. I like that. I like that.
He's good.
Does that conclude your turn?
Yeah, I'm chilling.
And that puts us in the shoes of the battle mages. What are their orders?
You said that you had some ideas there, Yoko?
I did until I changed my positioning. So
Oh.
I was thinking of having them create cover with whatever various spells, like Shape Earth or Wall of Force. Instead, though, I guess the best thing for them to do is to sneak into the border by way of teleportation, so then they can quickly reconvene with the party once the initial phase is over, and then they can provide assistance with whatever spells they have available before we enter the city proper. So basically,
Yeah.
Battle Mage, make hole, and so they can go shoop,
Yes.
ideally on top of the cliff, so they have the high ground.
I agree.
Goody. No objections from Gwen?
None here. Nope.
Okay. And so, as the battle mage legionnaires received their orders over the sending stone comms, they quickly set to work. And utilizing a teleportation spell, blink from the space that they've taken refuge behind up to the cliffside where Melusine currently resides. That's going to be their action, which puts us in the shoes of the Legion. What does the Scarlet Tide do?
Think that's what they do.
Oh wow, they have legendary actions. I just realized that.
Oh no.
Our battalions have legendary actions.
Oh yes.
They can just fucking act.
It says they can take reactions after every turn too, or something like that.
Yep. Now you're reading. I was waiting for you guys to start catching on to the little quirks that these things have.
Ooh.
Okay.
Still processing everything.
So, now it's going to be 2 weapon strikes each. Gandiva, I hope you're ready. Does a 16 hit?
Hold on, I have so many freaking character sheets open. Hold on. No.
Roll it.
Okay. Well, after double checking your sheet and seeing what your AC is, Only 2 of those strikes successfully make their mark. One second. Still doing this scuff shit, no matter how many times I fix it.
On the dang spaghetti.
Mm-hmm. You take. You take a lot less damage. Okay. As none of these attacks are magical in nature, you have resistance. It's 46 in total, cut in half. 23. You take 23 damage. How much did I say? I said 23, right? No, you don't take
23.
any damage. Because the Jovian has a damage threshold of 25.
Let's go.
Oh.
And as these legions attempt to assail the colossal suit of arcane weaponry, it's all for naught. No matter what they do, they can't make a dent in the machine's hull. And the damage that they manage to inflict is quickly staved off and deflected away through the sheer hardened design and engineering that's gone into the Jovian. You take no damage. As a result, Gwen, it is now your move.
Sorry, back.
What do you got for us, Kamikaze?
Oh yeah, sorry.
Oh, it's all good.
What did you say the distance was that it could move?
You can
the
move up
Jovian?
to 0.2. So you're well
Okay, that
within range, yeah.
Okay, so the straight line's gonna do what the straight line's name is and move in a straight line. Straight towards the enemies over here. Wait, I can...
But what if the straight line serpentined a little, you know?
unnecessary.
Path
And
of least resistance. Straight
yeah,
line.
exactly. And I'm gonna use
My sweet, sweet jettison hammer. 20-foot cube. No more than 10 feet away. Constitution saving throw. Gale force winds. Fucked up day. Okay, DC 21. Okay, Dex con save. Oh boy. Yep, I don't think they're gonna have a very good time here.
Oh. Oh.
Hey,
Okay,
hey.
they didn't
Yeah.
fail by 10 at least.
They
but
failed, yeah.
They just still failed at
What the
least
fuck?
5, so
Ignore
they're
that second one.
So they get the prone effect.
Okay. Yeah. Oh shit. Okay. And as the straight line dashes forward, the rhythmic thuds of its massive footfalls shaking the hillside, all the other enemy legionnaires can do is look on in horror and terror as this monstrosity of metal, this weapon of war, comes raging forth. It lifts its hammer aloft, and the engine located on the back of the hammer kicks to life, launching it and the Jovian forward as it brings the hammer to bear down upon the enemy and smashing the ground, knocking all who don't survive to their back. And in the process, you deal 62 damage. Holy shit. Does this conclude your turn?
I think so. That was my turn. I'm gonna have the shield. I'm gonna have the shield ready though in case too. Or have
You
full
got it.
remaining.
And as the warship comes to bear, wheeling around, what orders do you have?
So the artillery, you said?
The airship, actually.
Oh.
It acts at the end of initiative. That's why I didn't roll for it.
On one count, and I do believe that they should retreat from the battlefield, so we do have a way of returning home in the most convenient manner. On the other Talon, what did the two of you propose?
What did you say? I couldn't
Roko
hear you over the
thinks-
sound of my own burp.
I see. Roko says that the airships should retreat from the battlefield so they have a convenient way of getting back home.
That's true. We don't want it to get destroyed.
Sound good to you too, Gwen?
Sorry, what was it?
They recommend that the airship withdraw from the battlefield.
Yeah, that's fine.
Fair enough. And it begins to wheel around and prepare to make its move. Alright. Which brings us back to the head of initiative, the artillery group.
That's the battle mage. Those fellas are hiding behind it.
Alright. Oh, perfect. I could get a 2 for here. And as they prepare their siege weaponry once more, it unleashes a volley of artillery fire on the enemy troops currently engaged with the straight line and Drock. That's going to be 2 dexterity saving throws. Okie dokie. Pass on the first, fail on the second. That's going to be 48, 84, 88, 88 in total. Oh no, wait, they both passed. Okay, cool. DC 14, excuse me. Ah, that's why I was looking at that one. Okay. So they both pass. So they both take half damage. And as a result, they take 44 damage. Let's see where this puts them. Ah. The group currently peeling themselves from beneath the straight line's hammer are subsequently and immediately assailed by artillery fire, decimating whatever forces remained of their legion. Meanwhile, the legion just beyond it manages to mitigate losses as much as possible, still rather fresh to the combat, Which brings us back to Roko, currently at the controls of Melusine, seated atop the cliffs.
You know, just pluck another arrow at the same target as last time. When it hits, yes.
That's this Legion back here, correct?
Yeah.
Yep, that's a hit. Dealing 35 damage as you unleash a massive bolt from your double-drawn bow once more. It screams through the air before smashing into the collection of soldiers at the far end. This devastates their number, as the Legion is cut down to less than half its original count. Does this conclude your turn?
Yes.
Gandiva.
Oh, hey, look at all these guys in front of me. Wow.
Looking hot and ready like Little Caesar's pizza.
Ta-da! I'm gonna swipe them.
And hefting your massive two-handed Zweihander once more, you bring it crashing down on the Legionnaires before you. Roll damage. First group or second? Gotcha. And as you do so, the blow is devastating. Roll an additional 3d12. As you wipe out just shy of half of their number with a single swing of your mighty weapon.
Alright, yeah, hold.
The battle mages, standing upon their perch as they gaze down below.
I will. Roko will order the next to start creating a way to get down the cliff, but while doing so, making sure they are well protected. So, let's say using shape earth to create a tunnel back to below the cliff.
I get you. Go Astroneer on this motherfucker.
Yes.
I gotcha. And they'll begin their descent. Fair enough. And the Legionnaires of the Scarlet Tide can see the battle quickly swing against them. And in their terror and fear, they begin to attempt a retreat.
Hold on, I'm looking at a thing. Have a I have an idea. Okay.
Oh?
So, this is my first time. I'm sure a lot of players could never say this themselves. This is the first time I've used legendary actions. So if I'm reading this right, can be used at the end of another creature's turn. Does
Correct.
that mean that could be used as they are retreating?
I would
More or
say
less
you
like
could
a-
use it at the end of well, first off, is this Metal Scene using an action?
No, this is the artillery contingent.
Ah, okay. Yeah, so they would be able to act at the end of Gandiva's turn.
Okay. And just to make sure.
Well, technically it would be the battle mages because they were the last to act, you know what I mean? But yeah. So before they get to begin their retreat, the artillery is going to attempt to make an assault.
Okay. Cool. That's basically all I wanted to cover. Nice little attack of opportunity of some sort.
Alrighty. I see. So it's a focus fire you're attempting, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So,
Currently, I don't have the artillery sheet open, but Battle Mage has it as well, so I'll just do a little cheaty shortcut.
I'm like guesstimating about the rough distance.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. And as the artillery squad attempts to hail artillery fire from the skies down on the enemy legionnaires, it seems that they are used to being under fire, as they manage to successfully avoid the attack. Now, one legion manages to fully escape into the interior of the city. Now, as one battalion tries to move away, the straight line, would you like to make an attack of opportunity?
For sure.
Go ahead and bring that hammer to bear, or whatever it is that you would like to use.
Which one am I getting the opportunity attack on?
The legion that's at the gate right now.
Oh, okay.
I'll move them back home.
Oh, wasn't that Legion prone before too?
No, that
They
one's
got
dead.
mended.
That one's dead.
Oh,
Yeah, that one
just
got
died,
off.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, might as well do this again.
Okay. Another con save.
Oh,
Hmm.
still fail, right?
Fail. Yeah, but not by 5 or more. So yeah, they still take the damage.
It's still a lot of damage either.
Yeah, it's still a lot of damage. Okay, so that's going to be a chunky 60 thunder damage as you smack your hammer down once more as the enemy scrambles to attempt an escape. A foolish and futile prospect. They make it to the gate with less than a third of their number remaining. Drock, Would you like to make an attack of opportunity as the legionnaires before you attempt to escape?
Oh yeah, definitely.
That hits. And as you bring your sword down, once the dust clears, there is not more than viscera and blood. You are faced with an option. Do you pursue the enemy battalion into the city, or allow them to retreat while you regroup?
There's still the one group that hasn't made it in yet, right?
Pardon me?
There's still the one battalion that hasn't made it. It's at the gates, but
Yeah,
hasn't
it's
made it
still
in
at the
yet.
gate, yep.
Okay.
I really don't want to let the wounded make their escape, but I'm getting
Yeah.
this very unfortunate sense of deja vu. The first phase of our last assault was nearly flawless, but still exponentially powerful. And it was only then, at the second phase, when we faced Strahd, that everything immediately fell apart. How can we be sure that the same will happen again?
What if they're going back in to call on something much larger?
That is exactly what I also feared. Allow me to recalibrate my emotional stability for a moment here as I process this.
While you do that, I'm gonna go use the bathroom really quickly.
Good call.
I also have to pee.
Quick pee break.
Yeah, we've been at it for about 2 hours now. Yeah, pee break sounds good.
Righto. I should be
Alrighty.
right back as well then.
If you've been sitting, feel free to hop up, stretch your leggies, take a pee-pee break, and we'll be back in roughly 5 minutes. Alrighty. And we're back. Hey guys.
Hi.
Meow.
You ready to shift into the next part?
Yes.
As you watch the Legionnaires attempt to escape back into the interior of the city, you're given a moment of pause and reflection. As you scrutinize this tactic and how it planned out in the previous battle. As you consider your options, before long, you watch as the Legionnaires disappear behind the city gates, leaving you and the contingent troops that you have brought with you. Upon regrouping, what do you decide to do?
Are we going in?
Okay. Alright. So. I am terribly afraid of Strahd and also very angry at him that he would have the nerve to take control of my body and use it against us. That simply cannot stand.
Would I be able to use spells from Roko's spell list even while she's piloting the Jovian?
As you are right now, yes. And you can also cast spells from within the cockpit. However, you can only target yourself.
That's fair. What about something like this?
Oh, commune? Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, you could use that because you're just kind of using it within the confines of the cockpit. You don't need a hard target, so to speak.
It's good. Then cast forth a little googly eyeball to survey the city. The
All right.
upper part of it.
When you say upper part, what are you referring to? The northern section?
No, I mean more rather like hovering above the city.
Oh, I get what you mean. And looking down from above. Okay.
Yeah.
Give me 1 second.
Ooh, battleships. Oh no.
Oh lord.
That's it.
And as is customary, they just like peepees.
So as you cast forth this arcane eye, kind of materializing it, the external space around the Jovian, you elevate it up into the air as much as you can. and using it, you gaze out at distance. Your vision is blurry due to it being expressly meant to see things at a closer distance. However, given the sheer number and size, the ships hovering just above the city and the legionnaires crisscrossing through the network of streets are plainly visible from your vantage point.
Apologies when swallowing food. Okay.
Now then, from within this spot of reconvening,
Yeah.
please consider this display.
And use like use the things from this feature to do the thing I've done before where I
Hologram?
use it like a yeah.
Mm-hmm. And from within the cockpit,
I will make my way through these rooftops and initiate a surprise attack at the Dreadnought. On my signal, and as soon as the rest of you are in position to attack, we will launch a full-on strike onto the Dreadnought, and hopefully bring it to its very, very rapid, swift, and hasty destruction.
Ah, yes, I can use my chains to drag it down to the earth.
Excellent.
I gotta attempt to draw fire with the shield as well.
And we are in motion then.
All right. With that said, Melusine slowly begins to fade, becoming translucent and then fully vanishing from sight. The only indication of its presence being the small indentations you can see being wedged into the nearby walls as the suit scales the nearby buildings. 1 second while I add a little token. You're a ninja.
Whoosh.
Okay. You are currently completely invisible and under the effects of Pass Without a Trace, which is like, I believe, a +10 to your stealth check.
Yeah, I remember this spell. It's so good.
That said, from your perch, what do the others do?
I guess we start slowly making our way in. Shook.
All right. Now, from this current position, if you were to press forward, you will likely be spotted by the troops currently patrolling the city streets. If you choose to do this, you will roll initiative. However, if you have another idea in mind before the combat begins, now is the time to enact it.
Try and wait maybe for Roku to get closer before
Yeah.
after you start initiative. Yeah,
I
and on their
agree.
signal.
Give me a stealth check on the part of Drock and the straight line.
Steps.
Give me a dex check too.
Yeah, I got another bonus to it. So.
Oof. And as you attempt to continue forward as stealthy as you can, the second the suit makes its way out into the alleyway, you're spotted by the Legion to the south, and a roar goes up.
I should have seen this coming, really. This
Oh,
is...
fuck it. Keep going with the plan. We can cut them down.
Yes, of course.
Roll initiative.
Gamers, yo.
That did not roll right. Oh, okay, so 8. I cannot get anything good for initiative this time.
Yeah, it's been a rough one today.
I rolled an 8 and a 1 on this one.
Okay, so let's see here. For the Legionnaires. For the Dreadnought. For the airships. Hey, count yourselves lucky, guys.
Yeah.
Actually, Let me make sure I pull those up too. Because I got stat blocks for these bad boys too, guys. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's about to get spicy. Let's see. Scarlet Tide Dreadnought Battleship. Okay. So, let me just get initiative jotted down really quickly.
At 20 works now. So much better.
$13 and a $7. All right. At the head of initiative, ready and amped. Plan in mind, Roko sits atop these buildings from within the cockpit of the Melusine with a bonus round. What do you do?
Okay, with another stealth check, gonna sneak into that position and ready an action to disrupt the dreadnought if it begins to initiate any form of attack.
Okay.
Oh, thank goodness for the pass without trace thing. So that makes it a meaty 23.
And if actually no, you have hover, so you wouldn't even need to. I was like, let me get a. I was like, let me get a athletics check to clear the building, but like you have a glide cannon, so you could just hover across. It wouldn't matter
Excellent.
because you're not trying to gain elevation. Yeah, elevation. You know what I mean? Unlike with the
Mhm.
cliffs back outside.
Exactly.
So, with that said, completely obscured from sight, Melusine crosses the rooftops with graceful dexterity before sliding into a position just before the massive dreadnought and preparing patiently for a moment to catch the vessel while it's unaware. That said, it is now your turn proper, the end of your bonus round. What do you do?
Did not think that far ahead, truthfully. So I guess the best thing to do is keep the Artemis bow at ready and then wait for things to unfold as they were.
Gotcha. Okay. The battle mages begin their move. They attempt to here it is. Perfect. Cast haste upon, we'll say on the straight line. You are now supercharged with the effects of haste. And with that, they will begin to attempt a redirect northward along the alleyway. Okay. Drock, it is now your move.
I'm gonna start heading around that corner. You said we get 0.2 movement, right? So we're right there.
Sorry, juggling character sheets.
Understandable.
Okay.
Same.
Alright, so Drock, seeing that the battle has begun, brandishing the blade that it carries, she charges up the alleyway northward in the direction of the Dreadnought. Straight line. Your suit violently shakes as the effects of haste overclock all of your systems to a degree of sensitivity you have never experienced before. In addition, your speed is doubled. What do you do?
The southern one or push forward to the northern one? First? Either one I can agree. Up towards the northern one up there.
I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time hearing you.
I'm gonna move up towards the northern
Oh, gotcha.
battalion
Gotcha.
with my movement.
All right.
There.
Bam.
And gonna see. I'll hit them with this. Ooh.
19.
God, I'm not getting
Oh, 15.
those at all right now. For when I actually have to roll for it.
And that's gonna be a miss. As you bring your knuckles down upon the enemy, they scatter, apparently now aware of the destructive potential of the Jovians.
And with that, then instead, go back to old reliable.
Fair enough. And bringing your massive jettison hammer to bear, you swing it down upon them as they attempt to scramble out of the way. And fail to do so.
They'll get at least 5, so they're also prone.
Yep. This massive slam from your hammer devastates the core as they struggle to maintain their footing, but to no avail. They are now forced prone and have taken 55 damage.
I think with that, I'll end my turn. Unless, yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. And then suddenly, you hear the massive airship above you whir to life as the battle begins to unfold just beneath it. Oh boy. So, Oh! What? What?
Oh my god!
Yo, that is
that?
so lucky!
Oh!
Oh, that is so
Yes.
good. If that hit you, holy fuck. It seems as if something goes wrong as the massive dreadnought whirs to life, the underside mounted cannons beginning to line up, alluding to a massive bombardment to come. But suddenly, as you hear the raucous bang, the cannons discharging, they're quickly followed by a crescendo of subsequent explosions. And as a result, whoops,
Spaghetti.
and as a result, spaghetti. Okay, yep, that's
Oh
why
my
that's a bad
God.
thing. You see that's why that was a bad thing.
Oh!
That's why that was a bad thing. If that had hit you, okay. Fortunately,
That real
the
quick.
cannons misfired, and all that damage got dealt to the dreadnought.
You fuckeroni, bro.
You love to see it.
Hold on. And the cannons are disabled for 3 rounds.
Best possible outcome of that.
Wow, I didn't even have to do anything.
Oh man, Spelljammer rules saved your ass just now.
So good.
True.
Should have just loaded the cannons better.
And as you watch, the vessel begins to list and careen before righting itself once more. Sorry. There we go. Okay. With that said, as you watch onward from within the Melusine, do you take that readied action now, or do you hold it?
I'm gonna hold it.
Fair enough. All right.
But hold on. It is. Is that considered 40 feet, 4 squares?
Yeah.
You know what? Forget the Artemis bow. I think I will take this opportunity. Using this thing.
The impulse staff. Okay.
And then, on top of that... Well, I'll get to that later on a bit. Although 14 is kind of oof.
Yeah. As you attempt to strike at the vessel using a periscoping staff of a design far more in line with something of your own culture, does it seem to catch a poor angle and careen off of the hull of the vessel, dealing no damage.
Fortunately, I could do it again.
All right.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Ooh.
Actually, am I close enough towards 120 feet?
Yes,
Within-
I would say
Because
yes.
your first attack would have had advantage.
Ah, okay. Go ahead and
Uh-oh.
re-roll that then.
Oh, and that.
Ah,
Wait, shit, the fist would have had advantage too. Shit.
Gotta remember these things. Gotta remember.
Yeah.
oops. That
It's
was,
all good though. Hey,
You love
hey!
to see it.
You love to see it. Go ahead and roll that.
And then it has a second attack, huh?
Yep. Built in. A second crit right after?
Oh
Okay, okay. So let me get some quick damage calcs in.
You know, I'm feeling pretty good about those crits, so if possible, there's also this thing.
So what that would do is that would half the damage that you dealt, but grant you an additional 2 attacks.
Yeah.
So is you going for it?
Yes.
All right. Show me the money.
Money shown.
Hit. Miss.
Well, you know, two
Alright.
nat 20.
Yeah,
it all
2
comes around.
back to back on top of that. That's pretty impressive. Holy shit. All
There's the
right.
attack with a 20 at least.
You got it. Okay. So that's gonna put us at $92 damage. Impressive.
Aces.
One second. Okie dokie dokie. Okay, yeah. Oh, excuse me. That's gonna be 82. Because damage threshold.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah. So, as you unleash a flurry of strikes with the staff of the Melocene, it proves effective as you deal damage not only to the hull, but to the tertiary weapon systems on the vessel. As a result, the additional weapons take 82 damage.
Best part is I didn't even use a bonus action with all that craziness, so that's gonna be my bonus action.
You got it. Well done. Okay. It is now the Legionnaires' move.
It probably goes without saying that stealth is broken off.
Yeah. As soon as you make an action, it breaks.
Yep.
And our Legionnaires move into position. The ones just before the straight line go to make an attack against it, as they swarm around it like ants. Do 18s hit?
Wait, is it on the straight line it's attacking?
Yep.
No, because that 21 is my AC right now because of haste.
You got it. And as a result, the attacks prove for naught, as the nigh indestructible straight line is unfazed by these puny common weapons. And we now turn to the airships. Gods help you. And we now turn back to the top of initiative. 1 second, actually. Nope. Never mind. These guys are in range. Okay.
Bring it on.
150 feet. Okay. Yeah. Scorched Earth. God damn you, spaghetti. Just waiting on that roll to pass on through. It's a chunky one.
Oh no.
Oh yeah. Oh, you're lucky. You're so lucky. So, okay. So here is where we have our first fun little situation with hulls. See, hulls, when they are destroyed, deal non-transferable damage, or take non-transferable damage. So that only destroyed one of your hulls, but the act of having your hull completely, absolutely fucking decimated in this way causes damage, and this can disable your stuff. So disable crystals.
With the shield, would I have had to say I had that like used it before, or would I not?
Well, you did. No, you did make mention that you had used it. So you know,
Okay.
actually, I can't throw shade at that. Let me just 1 second while I comb this.
Tower ship. I'll put it in the.
Ah, full cover from one side. You take no damage, but your rampart is destroyed. Okay, well done. You see, that's what I like to see. Quick, pick that up quick. Good. Okay, give me 1 second while I just make sure I'm covering all my bases. Which I think I am. I think we're good. Severe damage. Okay. Yeah. You're good. You're good. Thank you, God, for that rampart. That saved your ass.
And I get that back at the start of my next turn.
Yup. Yeah. Saved your
This thing is
ass.
about to-
Full cover, man. Full cover is life. Holy shit. Okay. So as this aerial bombardment of cannon fire comes raining down from above, the damage is devastating. So, the Legion you are currently battling with is ashes now. They're dead. There's no way they survive the bombardment. There we go. Melusine. One of your outer hulls was decimated in the blast that resulted from the aerial bombardment. Because of this, you have taken severe damage. One of your weapon crystals has been disabled. Do you see how that works? When I was talking about how, like, crystals can be disabled, this is an example of how that can happen. Having your hull outright decimated like that will do that. So, with that said, as the smoke clears, a somewhat battered Melusine can be seen no worse for wear, and the straight line utterly unfazed by this onslaught, as the rampart tower shield it had protected it from the assault. Okay, now we're at the top of initiative. Our artillery group has a moment to act, and they are currently on the verge of being attacked by this legion here. So, in order to cover their commanding officers, they move to intercept this legion. And due to the fact that they have swarm ability, they can occupy this other enemy's space.
Ooh.
Okie dokie dokie. Both hit. Excellent. 21, 26, 47. Now you take 47 damage as the artillery contingency goes to work. Oh, pardon me. Well, we'll just skip their turn when it comes back around. Okay. Melusine, it's your move.
Righto. First, I'm gonna do a recharge. Holy heck yes. Get my phase shift back in case needed.
Well done, well done.
Got one other thing to consider real quick. Okay. Gonna continue the onslaught with the impulse staff. And then the second attack, and then do this, and 2 more.
And 3 of those 4 connect. Beautiful. $74. Wow.
Hey. So, just want to clarify another thing real quick, making sure that I got this all clear. So, you may have noticed my green bar, that's me keeping track of my active crystals.
Mhm.
Is this accurate? 'Cause,
I believe so. Yeah.
Each weapon crystal also takes 1, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Just wanted to make sure. What does it mean that when I reach 0, though? Does that mean
Unarmed attacks.
Okay. So I still have full control of the Jovian.
Oh, yeah.
Just without...
Yeah. Just
some
no
of the
weapon
functions.
crystals, yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
And fret not. Eventually, you do get more uses and more crystals. Frame bonus 3 is just baby mode.
Training wheels.
Yeah.
Yes. In that case, I say go.
We got our battle mages. Okie dokie. They're gonna continue their advance. And dash to the end of the alleyway. Drock, it is now your move.
So what's going on over here? These guys are getting attacked?
Yes and no. They are locked in battle with that battalion with the express purpose of keeping them off of your back.
Oh, okay. Alright. So I'll keep heading forward. I'm just making sure that they're, they chilling. Yep, I'm moving forward more. And that's it. I don't have anything like long range except for my chains, but how far up are the airships in the sky?
That's actually what I was about to ask too.
They are currently sitting at an elevation of roughly 120 feet above the ground.
Shit.
Alright. Yeah, I'm gonna have to be like way closer. Because my chains have 300 feet. So. Yep. Alright, yep.
All right, Line. It's your move.
If I already like right up close to the ship over here, that one's still, would I not be able to get into range of attacking it still? Because it's too high up, or?
Yeah, it'd be
Last.
pretty high up.
Or
Well, okay.
Would
Let's account.
this-
Ah! So. Okay. So. If you used your movement and then like climbed up to the building like right around here, I would say that with your Titan's Leap, yes, you would be in range. Calculating for the reach of your weapon, the size of the mech, the height boost of the building, and then your Titan's Leap, you would have just enough height to be able to hit it.
Okay. Then, yeah, that is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna use my movement to get over here. Would the haste movement affect the jump height as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, accounting for the haste, you're well within.
Okay, then yeah. So I will do that then. I will. Oh, wrong thing.
All right. And leaping up from the city streets, jumping to one of the nearby rooftops, and then charging forward before launching himself into the air. The straight line brandishes its massive jettison hammer.
And I'll first make an attack with the Rending Great Axe. That's not adding the bonus onto it though. I think it's plus 13, I think, for it. It just wasn't adding the bonus on
Yeah,
the
let me.
sheet.
I'll take a look at that. That's odd.
Yeah.
Sometimes it happens. I'll see if I can't
So-
quickly fix that.
20 to hit.
Yeah, one sec. Probably something that just got faffed up when I was busy working on
Yeah.
stuff. Let's see. Rending Great Axe. Oh! Oh, that's... Oh, I know. No. It doesn't have an attack. It's just a save. They have to save
okay.
against
That's
it.
What, that's what I'm
yeah.
confused about. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Holy shit. Okay. Yep. DC.
So, just gonna roll that then.
Yep, and I'll do the save for the airship.
Oh, that was a good, decent roll.
Ooh. Hold up.
And if it fails the save, it takes the AC penalty, right?
Yep.
Okay.
And it did.
Oh,
It
okay.
failed it by one. One.
Alright. And by hitting it with the axe, would I have been able to like almost like lodge it in to like kind of pull it down with me?
Let's see. Yes. As you hook the one of the tips of your axe head into the hull of the airship, you manage to hook onto it and then kind of drag it down with the sheer mass and weight of your own, bringing it to a coasting height of roughly 40 feet above the ground.
Right. Then following the axe attack, I'm gonna just take an unarmed strike on it. Well, that was not meant to be advantage, but
That's okay.
I think that hits.
Yeah, you know
either
how
way.
I do. I always just pick the first number. Yeah, it hits. It definitely hits. Go ahead and roll that.
There we go.
Awesome. 16. Okay.
Right, and I think that will end my turn. Oh,
You
and the
c-
shield is back up now by now.
Yep. As it begins to cast its glow, materializing and solidifying on the mount on your forearm. And as this takes place, our artillery guys got their turn. Which brings us back to our good friend, the Dreadnought. Hey, guys!
I don't like you. I hope you're thoroughly dinged up by now.
Isn't it cannons down? Wait, wasn't it cannons
It's
down for free
cannons,
turn?
yeah, its cannons
Okay.
are down. Yeah, its cannons are down.
Oh.
Ah, lucky. Ooh, lucky. Well, the artillery guys aren't.
Oh no.
Oh. I hate how it keeps doing that. There we go. And with a massive twang filling the air, you see a sudden piece of what you can only describe to be pure molten obsidian launched forth from the top deck of the dreadnought before crashing down on the artillery battalion covering your south alley.
Ooh.
The damage is catastrophic, but still they stand. We turn to the legions. The legions, guys, the legions.
There's entirely too many of them.
Oh, that's why it's called the legion. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Yeah, mini and stinky.
You're gonna call reinforcements. Crack. And then they're going to attack back in kind against the artillery legion they are currently locked in battle with. Both hit. And as if in direct retaliation, as an all-out battle is taking place on that street.
Holy.
Okay, so our guy took 39, and they took 23.
Really is like watching a skirmish happen in Age of Empires.
Yep. Okay. With that exchange concluded, we have our airships, whom attempt to shake free of its additional guest. And can I get a contesting check of strength or dexterity, please?
Definitely strength. Oh my god, these rolls for checks.
And as the ship quickly careens to the left, you find yourself wrenched free from its hull, falling back the few feet to the rooftops below. In the meantime, okay. Wow. And as it unleashes an aerial bombardment on the area around you, it manages to go wide as the dust from your recent descent obscures vision around you. This results in the cannons of this airship being disabled until reloaded.
Hey.
And then Melusine. Oh boy.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah.
Here comes.
Thank
the
God for holes.
sun. Do-do-do-do.
Thank God for holes. Hold on. As I made mention before, it takes a second for Roll20 to poop this one out. God damn you for that picture.
That image gets me every time.
Here it comes.
Oh boy.
Oh,
And as absolute catastrophic destruction is unleashed on this area, it results in a massive dust storm and tons of damage to the exterior hull of Melusine. You take no damage, but one of your passive crystals has now been disabled.
Heck.
But that's going to bring us back around to the top of initiative. Melusine, it is your turn. I will note, as you survey the battlefield around you, getting a quick kind of sit rep of the situation, you realize that despite it being still day, the sky has grown suspiciously dark. Clouds seem to be rolling in quickly, casting an ominous gray, dour tone over the battlefield you currently find yourself in. Somewhat reminiscent to the storm that had happened just hours before. But now, it is your turn. What do you do?
I shall try this out on this one. And if my calculations are correct,
And really, there's no reason they should not be.
that should arc from that one and then to that one.
I would say you definitely hit the first target. However, the spacing between the ships is more than 30 feet,
Darn.
which means...
would it be able to hit the enemy battalion next to it, though?
I would say that it could do that, yeah. It could
And
definitely
then
do that.
also the
Actually,
turn I'm making so far.
no, yeah, it is. It's still a little too high up. It's too high up. Because it didn't get dropped down too much from that recent attack that I got. But yeah, you definitely get the Legion next to it as well. So let me get these quick rolls out. Nine on the battalion. $12 on the airship. Well, technically 14 because it's +2. But yeah, 14. Okay, yeah, they both fail. Taking 22 damage as the arc of electricity jumps from your fingertip, launching forward like a plasma and smashing into the hull of the Scarlet Tide battleship, dancing along its various surfaces and greebles before arcing down towards the street below and hitting the battalion.
Well, that will suffice as much as it does. I think I need to retreat.
Fair
Hop
enough.
off the building and back into that alleyway.
You got it. Bringing us back to the battle mage if your turn is concluded.
Yes.
All right. And as they move into position, yep, 12. Okay, hit it right on the nose. I'm gonna hit it right on the nose, guys.
Been ready to snoot.
Finally, get into position. Managing to avoid catching the attention of the dreadnought. Once set up,
All according to Keikaku, I mean plan. What even is a Keikaku?
get fucked.
Hey, I
A
love these
massive
guys.
fireball launches up from the group below, colliding in with the hull of the dreadnought and dealing 26 fire damage in the process. You see an explosion erupt from the rear of the vessel, as it seems something has gone awry. Bringing us to Drock's turn.
um. I'm chilling.
Apologies, I'm walking Gandhi, but they had misunderstood the distance they had. Thought they were out of range for their chains this whole time.
Oh,
Yeah. But it's addressed
It's
now.
good.
Yeah, it's all good.
Alright, guys, which one should I pull with my chains? Should I go for the dreadnought? Or should I go for that guy?
I think you should go for the Dreadnought.
how's the one closest to me looking right now, at least?
The airships themselves seem to be in relatively solid shape. If anything, the vessel in the worst condition currently is the dreadnought.
Oh yeah, yeah, 'cause the dreadnought.
I'm chaining it and then I'm pulling it.
And they fail as chains erupt from shadowy rifts spread out around Drock before latching down onto the vessel and attempting to pull it towards it. Well, actually, no, you can't pull it towards it because it's too much bigger than you. But you can. You have paralyzed it, so it's stuck. It's just pinned in place in the air. Go ahead and give me 9d10 psychic damage. Dealing 46 to the various crew members aboard the airship as the chains inflict psychic harm.
And then I'm gonna hit it with an Eldritch Gaze.
You got it. All right. Another 2. It failed as it takes 39 damage.
Ooh, I like that. Another tidbit.
All right. Now you wish to know a one of 4 things?
Let the end choose.
All right, let's see. It appears that the most vulnerable points on the ship are its engines, and that if you can disable them, it is little more than a giant rock in the sky.
I relay this to the pot.
Excellent information.
And if that concludes Drock's turn, we now turn to the straight line. Gwen, from within your piloted seat, what do you do?
I see. I'm guessing like around here that is the engine.
Yep, the circles, yeah, you can see on the side.
That's
Yeah.
within line of sight.
Pardon, I didn't catch that last thing.
Is that I can like see that I'd be able to like possibly. Or how low is this? How low is the dreadnought like to the ground?
The
currently?
dreadnought is currently pinned 80 feet above the ground.
So
It's also locked in place by the Karabos chains.
if I were to use the long jump one with the Titan's Leap, would I be able to reach it from if I took the running jump from here?
Yes. You're still
Okay.
under the effects of haste.
Oh yeah, that's right too. Yeah. Do that. And do the Titan's leap toward. Do the Titan's leap with this. And I'll then use old reliable the jettison hammer.
All right. And as you launch yourself upward, charging forward out of the reach of the battleship you were originally contending with, and turning your focus back towards the dreadnought. As you sail through the air, the engine of the jettison hammer whirling to life once more, propulsing forward as it launches its mass upon the broadside, the upper deck. In the process, he gets fucked. Yeah, I failed by fucking a lot. Holy shit.
Oh.
It's a +2 on the... Oh, wait, hold on. On con... +3 on con, so... Yeah,
that
that's
more
a
than 10.
5.
So that's
Damage
double
received is
damage,
doubled,
done.
and it becomes stunned until it receives further damage or receives magical healing. Holy shit.
So.
Okay.
122 damage.
And you were aiming for the engine, right?
Yes, I was aiming for the engine.
How do you want to do this?
Just go charging straight into it with the hammer.
And as you go launching forward, bringing the hammer down upon the engine, your entire form just punches through it like a meteor, crumpling and destroying the engine in its entirety as the ship immediately lists and careens somewhat, its nose dipping, but it's still held in place due to the Carabos chains.
And would that be enough to land on the ship after going through it? Because the other effect of Titan's Leap is the extra damage of it, but I'm not sure.
You know what? Let's see, Titan's Leap, it's a...
When it lands, creatures within 40 feet are knocked prone and struck
3 times your frame bonus, so 6 bludgeoning damage on top of that.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I don't see why not. No, actually, 9, pardon me.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 times 3, 9 bludgeoning damage. Yeah, and as you come down for a landing, the mass of the straight line, as it attempts to get its footing, is enough to actually force the vessel downward and straight into the ground as it explodes in a fiery crash, and the straight line lands atop one of the nearby buildings.
Emuzio.
Let's see. And you're full covered because of Rampart. As the dreadnought crashes down into the streets below, it explodes in a massive fiery plume, erupting and illuminating the entirety of the nearby area. The resulting blast is enough to catch not only the enemy legion, unfortunate enough to get too close, but the battleship just adjacent to the crash site, dealing a tremendous 281 damage.
Oh, you love to see it.
Mm-hmm. And then with the extra action from the haste, I'm going to use it for another movement to move myself over, wait, back down with Drek.
You got it. And our artillery boys are back at it again, as they are locked in brutal combat with the Scarlet Legion. Okay. And the back and forth skirmish continues on. And slowly, the artillery battalion is dwindling. Their numbers falling as the Scarlet Legion tears them asunder. It's now the Dreadnought's turn, but it has crashed and is destroyed. We've got our Legionnaires. Boom. Some are retreating and some are continuing the attack. Okay. Got 2 bad boys for the artillery. And then 2 for the straight line. God damn it.
The shield was destroyed by the blast from the
from the Dreadnought. That's why you didn't take any damage. Yeah. You just see the straight line slowly peeling itself out from a crater in the ground. The rampart having given it complete cover from the blast of the Dreadnought. It's like hiding inside the refrigerator. That indie thing, yeah. There we go. And I'm gonna go out on a limb and say both of those deal 0 damage because damage threshold, right? Yep. All right.
28.
And these guys take 27 damage. And the artillery battalion is on its last legs, but a handful of their number remain. We then turn to the airships. The one caught in the blast radius of the Dreadnought begins to adjust its course and attempt to retreat to the northern part of the city, where the Citadel remains. However, the other 2 remain and attempt to assault the Jovians below. Damn, ass cheeks. Is that 23 hit?
23 does it, yeah.
And I'm going to go out on a limb and say one of your hulls is now destroyed.
The bludgeoning get half, right, because of the resistance, or is
Correct.
I have 1 hole up then still, I think, then.
Oh, no. It doesn't, damage doesn't transfer over.
Okay, I mean, because, half would be...
Be 34
And
from the
hole is 60
bludgeoning.
HP, right? Or...
60. Hold on, let me.
60.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yep. So 60 HP. Correct.
So first hold still be standing?
Yeah. Yeah, your first hull's still holding. God damn. Okay. Well, actually, right on cue. Initiative number 3, eh? And as you watch this last cannon hit the hull of the straight line, completely tanking the blast in the process, that darkness in the sky becomes all too apparent and utterly unavoidable. Yawning on in all directions endlessly. You see the small glint of light amongst the clouds, flashing to and fro, not unlike lightning arcing. There's something odd about it. Something terribly odd. Lightning doesn't flash that brightly. And then you see it. That flash becomes a strong, consistent light. A glow completely undeniable. And then as it breaks through the crusting clouds, you see a fireball careening down from the heavens above before it smashes into the ocean several miles away, passing overhead in the process. And then you see another, and another, and another. No rhyme or reason, as if someone had cast pebbles across the entirety of the heavens to let them fall to the earth below. But it's when one of these particular comments fall all too close, smashing into the city itself in a bright, cataclysmic display. And your blood runs cold, because you realize that wasn't a meteor or a comet. No, that was a god. Completely and utterly recognizable at first glance. You looked upon Bane, Black Hand of Tyranny, as he slowly steps forth, pulling himself from this darkened, smoky crater, looking out at the desolation that is Waterdeep around him. And he raises his gauntleted hand, and he smiles.
Uh-oh.
Let my conquest begin. And that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
Oh no, what the fuck?
Are you flying kidding me?
Welcome to Godfall. This just made Waterdeep a lot more interesting.
Bro, what the fuck?
What, did you think that they weren't gonna fall anywhere near you guys? Did you think they were gonna fall in nice little safe, contained places? Completely detached? No. Oh, the gods are here, my friends. The gods are here. And so far,
Okay, so Bane is obviously bad news, but
Nat ones were very telling of what was gonna happen.
this can't be 100% a bad thing.
Right, right. We don't know what other gods may have landed in Waterdeep. We don't know.
Yeah.
well,
Shitty
I can
eyes.
tell you, Bane's the only one who landed in Waterdeep,
Oh, fuck.
but one other did land nearby.
Bane sounded like he just thinks it's playtime, and I don't like that.
Oh, that's because that's exactly what this is to Bane. This is fucking playtime. And I hope you're ready. Because the Black Hand takes no prisoners. He only conquers.
Dice are gonna get a 1, 2, and a 20.
Prepare yourselves. Prepare for the end.
I'm gonna get right the heck out of there. Just gone. Not
It's
even.
everybody just gonna be like, yep, fuck this shit, I'm out.
Oofa. Doofa.
Well, how's that for your first return back to D&D as the unlikely few?
That was fun. I'm not gonna lie. It was fun with the
Yeah.
Jovians.
Oh
Par
yeah.
for the course, par for the course. But yes, the Jovian fights
Yeah,
were
it's very fun.
super good.
Well, you keep that up, you'll get real good at them. And you may even get to upgrade them.
Round of bongo cats to our DM for the well-designed Jovian project.
Appreciate that. I really do.
Mm.
I've been like waiting in the wings to let this, start getting used for a while now, and I'm glad to see you guys have fun with it.
Yes.
And who knows? I mean, you only got the number of frames you got now, but they aren't the only ones that exist in the world.
And now I just gotta work on trying to make the other one eventually.
Oh yeah, and we'll run through that this we can do that maybe when you have some time.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll run through it whenever you got some time. I don't want to volunteer your time. I don't know what your specific schedule is like. But yeah, as soon as you got some time, just shoot me a DM over Discord. We'll go through the specifics. It's pretty straightforward once you get the hang of it. And knowing you, you're gonna pick it up like no problem at all.
Mm.
With that said, guys, I appreciate it. I'm glad to have you back. I've been excited to get going again all week.
Mm-hmm.
It is good to be back.
Yeah. Definitely.
Admittedly, I was a little anxious at first because of the grand scale of combat happening. It's quite different from the usual thing that I'm used to, but that being said, not as terrifying as I feared.
Nah, yeah,
And,
man. You guys
once
know me. I'm never gonna just throw you to the wolves. I'm gonna ease you into it and let you test the waters, get comfortable with it.
Yeah, once I learned to stop overthinking about it and just go ham,
Yeah,
it felt really good.
yeah. Well, I'm glad. I'm really glad.
I'm happy, so happy I realized that shield was a thing and remembered
Yes, that rampart was a
This could have ended
game changer.
so much differently.
Yeah, it really would have ended pretty bad. I mean, you saw the firepower of these things. Now you
Yeah.
kind of know why you want to have airships to provide aerial support,
Mhm.
Yeah, that's kind of a big strategy thing that you might want to keep in mind for the future. Just a little
Yeah.
tip, guys.
Yes,
Aerial
yes.
support is the best. But yeah, if you guys have any concerns, questions, critique, you know where to find me. My door is always open.
Oh, I know where to find you, all right.
The heating bill must be expensive.
Oh yeah. But thankfully they came through and they got all that insulation stuff squared away, so now it's nice and toasty in this bitch.
Ooh, very good.
All right.
You don't just make your houses with insulation built in, because we sure do here, and that's why summer sucks sometimes.
Oh no, yeah, we do here too.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Good.
New England weather can be just as bad.
Like, yeah, it's New England weather fucking sucks ass. We
Mm.
get everything, and none of the good everything.
Yeah.
If that makes any fucking sense.
Only place with more bipolar weather than here is Florida, maybe.
Facts. I agree with that
Oh my
wholly.
god.
I
I went.
think the only
Sorry.
place I can say that it even comes close to that is maybe California, and that's only
Oh,
because
yeah.
it just turns on and off like a faucet with
Yeah,
rain.
it's just constantly on fire, though.
Yep, that too. That too. It's either on fire or it's constantly raining.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think when I went to Florida at one point over the summer, it would literally go from thunderstorming for a solid 10 minutes, then immediately go back to sunny. Somehow I
Yep.
was like, what the
Yep.
fuck?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'd never want to live in Florida.
Me
I'll stick with
neither.
the New England weather.
Facts. At least we get everything, even if it sucks
Yeah.
ass.
Yeah, for real. Like
Yeah.
I actually enjoy it here.
Mm-hmm.
Get a little bit of everything.
Get some snow. Get some beautiful autumn.
Exactly.
Nice hot summer. And cool breezy springs.
Yeah.
But
I
yeah.
don't never intend to go to God's waiting room to live there.
Yo, you call it that too? I totally did too.
It's not wrong though.
I know. Oh man. Alrighty, I'm gonna wrap up stream. I'll catch you guys a little bit later, okay?
Alright.
Oh, sure.
Ding. It's time.
I'm so hype. Back into the routine, back into the process. My element. I live for it. That said, wrap this night up with a banger fucking song and an even more banger raid. Let's see who's online. Spread that love. And a little bit of deicide. And a little bit of deicide. Hey! But I think Ginny's sleeping. Tossing it on over to Brent. And I'll raid Ginny tomorrow in the morning when they're awake. Alright. Let's send this party on over to Sir Brent. Be sure to spam his chat with love. Exceptionally talented person. Makes a lot of his own stuff. Made his own model. Made his own model. That shit's so fucking metal. Hey. But yeah, go over there, show Sir Brent some love, and I'll catch all you fine folks tomorrow, eh? Probably gonna be coming through with some more Salt and Sacrifice, or maybe Code Vein, because I've had that installed for like forever and I haven't played it yet. That said, drink plenty of water, get plenty of rest, and most importantly, you keep loving yourselves and each other, and tomorrow might be a better day. And I look forward to catching you then.